gonna look at my mighty PlayStation 2 collection today. It's a long overdue video that been meaning to do, and I just look at my mighty... Sorry, we are live. Yes, so I will add, if you're watching this on demand, we are live. It's been recorded live. Oh my gosh, so much pressure. Yeah, so just mess around with the camera. As you can see by this monstrosity by the side of me, I've just pulled my games out. It's not going to be in any particular order, but this is my 2024 PlayStation 2 game collection update, if you like. So I'm just going to grab a game, show the game. So brief history of my PlayStation then, my gaming life, if you will. The PlayStation 2, I had one kind of when it was current gen. I had one, traded it in. I remember me and my ex-fiance, we had one as a joint console. And when we split up, I think that might have come with me. I can't remember. Oh, no, I think that stayed with her. We had, oh, it was lovely. It was a slim PlayStation, slim, the silver one. Oh, that was nice, that was. Yeah, she kept that. Yeah, but it was always like my second console or even third console. So I was an Xbox gamer. It was a good time in my life as well, where at one point I had 3 jobs. So all the new games are coming out, all the new releases, I was mopping them up, you know. So yeah, but Xbox was my number one. The GameCube I think I had second. I was thinking, Nintendo are doing some good things as well. So I had all the Nintendo exclusives. And then eventually I got around to the PlayStation 2, okay? So it's never been my main, but I really do appreciate the PlayStation 2 now. I believe it's my biggest out of all the games in my collection. I've got around, I need to do an official count. I'm not sure if I've passed 1,000 games, or I'm closing in on that big 1,000, okay? So, but the PlayStation 2 is definitely my biggest collection, probably closely followed by the PS3. I think I've got just over 200 games, and there's not a lot of games out there that I need to add to my collection. All the big hitters I've got, okay? And you know what? Just by pulling them all down, because normally they're up on my top shelf, they don't stay like in a mess like this, okay? They're just there so I can have easy access, you know? Wasn't sure how I was going to do this video. But yeah, what was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say. Yeah, I got... yeah, so while I'm looking at the games again, that's what I was going to say. I'm thinking I need to spend more time. I need to show it a bit more love, or a lot more love in 2024. Because at the moment, my PlayStation 5 is getting all the attention, okay? Anyway, I don't know where to start. I suppose up the top there, kind of as of right now, just a quick 10 games I've pulled out. I'll do them last. They're my top 10 games, kind of in an order. And not... Some of them, my number one is the actual copy that I've still got. It's one of my favourite games of all time. Yeah, they're my special games, so we'll talk about them at the end. But it's not going to be alphabetical order. We're just going to grab a game, talk about it, and go from there. Okay, well, it's a good game to start off with. It's an indie game. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Anyone heard of that? Every time I see this, okay, I'm instantly transported back to the time I first held this game in my hand. I was working for a company called Currys here in the UK. It's like an electrical store. And I think I was the warehouse manager at the time. If I wasn't the manager, I was definitely working in the warehouse. And with Currys, we'd have different deliveries. I think I told this story before, but I'll say it again so it's captured on this 2024 video. We had different deliveries, so we'd hear a van or a lorry reversing, look through the little spy hole, and you'd know just by what logo or what van it was, what delivery it was. So you'd know, like, all right, it's washing machines or whatever it was, or it's TVs, stuff like that, okay? And I think the company was called Amiga. They used to drop off the video games. And normally we'd have a nice, easy delivery, 2 boxes about that size, okay, full of video games. It was the most exciting one, okay, but it'd be full of video games. So I opened the door, you kind of get to know the driver. I said, hey mate, you right? How many have you got? That's the first thing you say. And he was like, you ready for this? And I thought he's being sarcastic, like 1 box or something. He goes, the entire van is for you. I was like, what? We've never had more than 5 boxes of this delivery. So you probably can see where this is going. All the boxes were much heavier, like stacked full, okay? So you go on the computer and then you see, like, I think they were called GAs, Goods Advice. And it was thousands of these games. And I went then straight away to the manager's office. I said, sorry to bother you. I said, have you seen, we've got, say, 1,500 Grand Theft Auto San Andreas games. He was like, what do you mean, 1,500? 500's too many, kind of thing, right? And it came in, I think, on the Thursday or the Friday, and I used to get weekends off. I had my second job, so I didn't come back till the Monday. I looked at it and thought, okay, again, I'm not a PlayStation guy at this time, so obviously I've heard of Grand Theft Auto. I thought it looks all right, nothing special. I come back in on the Monday, right? Oh, so to put this delivery away, so staying with the Friday, we had this game cupboard. It was like a small cupboard. These were like blocking, maybe it was like a fire hazard or something, blocking the aisles, right? They were just boxes. They were just, only this one game was in there. We thought we were going to be stuck with this for ages. The guys that worked on the video game department weren't impressed. I come back in on the Monday and we'd sold every single one of them. I've never, ever seen anything like it. Most of my adult career I've worked in retail, and this is the thing that I've never seen sell so fast. Currys as well at the time, it wasn't a big player in the video game. So like you had the game, you had Game Station back then. So God knows how many of they sold, but that's when I knew. I took notice. I thought, yeah, this is a special game. And do you know what? I think I have at one point got 2 versions of it. Maybe it'll come up later on. Yeah, I've got another copy I can see there. One of them is my original version from back in the day. Basically, I've double dipped by accident because it was in storage before I bought my house. Long story, I'm not going on that. I'm not telling that story as well. But yeah, I've played it, but I haven't, just messing around. I've no idea the story. I was going to get into the, what they call, like the remaster, but apparently they haven't done a very good job. So I do need to play it properly. I've just gone and had police chases, cycling my little BMX around. Oh, this is pretty cool. I got fond memories, but I have no idea the story at all, okay? It's a good game where my mates used to come over my flat, just mess around, but again, we skip all the story stuff. Yeah, so that's a good game to start off with, okay? I'll put that up there. Next up is another indie game, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Quite similar story, okay? This video is going to take ages, I'm just realising now. That's why I've gone live, rather than record it, upload it, okay? My intro, my outro. It's going to take too long to upload, so I'm sorry if you don't like this format, but we are live. Haven't actually played it properly. It's one of those games where I'll get to it kind of thing. There's a lot of I'll get to it games in the PlayStation 2, okay? But these aren't expensive games to find. I remember my memories of this game was because the PlayStation 2 Slim was so small and compact. Believe it or not, back in the day I was a swimmer and we used to swim all over the UK, or technically in Europe as well. But like say we'd be in Sheffield or Crystal Palace, any places where they had the big swimming pools, okay, the big national meets, okay. There'd be a lot of downtime, so you might go away for like 4 or 5 nights and you'd swim. You wouldn't be swimming every day, so you'd have quite a bit of downtime. You're supposed to be relaxing and stuff like that. So one time, one of the boys brought along his PlayStation 2 to link it up to the TV in the hotel. And this is one of the games we were playing. I remember thinking, oh, this is really good. Again, I didn't own the PlayStation 2 at the time. I was more into, back then, if I'm being honest, my Halo. That was my jam. First-person shooters, sci-fi kind of shooters. That was what I was into back then. But yeah, I did appreciate how good these games were looking, you know. So I got not much memories with the games. You know, they didn't change my life. But I've got fond memories with them. Gunbird Special Edition. Only very briefly played this. I played this, I want to say, a year ago, just to make sure the disc was a little bit suspect. I just wanted to make sure that it works fine, and I can report it does work fine. There's so many shmups out there. I do recommend it from what I've played. I did my research the night before I bought it, and yes, it's considered a top shmup. Can't say much more on that. Let's do the next three, kind of the same franchise. So Guilty Gear, what a great franchise. My least favourite is Guilty Gear Strive, believe it or not. They've forgotten about us single players. You know what I mean? We don't all fighting game fans go online and play. But these games hold up, guys. They really do. So I've got Guilty Gear X, Guilty Gear X2 Reload, or hashtag Reload. And I haven't played this one, Guilty Gear Uzaka. I haven't played that yet, but it's got a couple of extra modes in there. Yeah, so I haven't got around to that one. But yeah, these two I can strongly recommend. I don't think they're expensive games, but they're very good looking, and every single Guilty Gear, love them or hate them, they've got an absolutely banging soundtrack, okay? Let's stay with the top shelf then. This is probably the longest title. Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie. I've played the Xbox 360 version. I'm not sure how well this compares to that version. I am not, like I say, I'm not actually sure what's what on that, okay? But yeah, the Xbox 360 version, I think it would have been impressive when it first came out. Visually, it's still quite impressive because it's a long time ago these games came out, isn't it? But, so I'm just going to switch something up. Just noticed something here. Sorry, guys. Sorry. This is on the wrong thing. There we are. There we go. We're back in the room now, guys. We're back in the room. Okay, yeah, so what was I saying? Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie. Yeah, it's back when Ubisoft, obviously a Ubisoft game, when they were a good company, an honest company, let's say. But I haven't played this version of it yet, okay? But yeah, the Xbox 360 version was okay. But it would have been impressive if I played it, you know, when the movie came out, you know? Outrun 2006, Coast to Coast. Funny, I got a funny memory, I suppose. I did have this. I think I had this on the Xbox when it first came out, and there's quite a bit of hype around it because obviously Sega had gone bust as a game console developer, so they started. Yeah, it's Sega, isn't it? Yeah, so they were just a game developer, so they got relegated to that. But then I started to notice that Sega don't make bad games, but for some reason, I think maybe because it was a bit of a difficulty curve. Car racing games like the Gran Turismos and stuff like that were really big back in the day. But then this game came out, and I noticed in game there was a concession in the actual one that it was in a Debenhams store. That's how long ago I'm going back. And this game had only been out like 2 weeks, and they had like a big basket with all the pre-owned games would be in there, and there was about 30% of the basket was this game. So a lot of people are buying it and trading it back in. And I was in there to pick up a different game. I think I had already picked it up and I was enjoying it, but it wouldn't keep me entertained. It was like one afternoon a week kind of game, you know. And the guy in front of me was with his girlfriend, and he bought it before and he was there to trade it in. and I think he paid $39.99 for it. He basically was a bit of a Karen. He was kicking right off. He said, the guy said, oh, trade in £7. He's like, £7? I paid £40 for that. Like, literally, get me a manager kind of attitude straight away. And I was behind him, like, thinking, you idiot. And the manager there stood his ground and goes, right, first of all, I am the manager. He goes, why would I give you any more than £7 when half of my pre-owned section is that game? I don't need any more. He didn't want any more in there. He knew he wasn't going to be able to shift them all anyway. That's the first thing I think of it. But yeah, it's not the best. It kind of has aged pretty well, but at the time it wasn't considered the best because a lot of people, it wasn't for everyone, you know. But yeah, if you do see that, it's getting quite collectible. I'm not sure if it's this one or the version that came out on the Xbox. You're talking £20 plus, you know, so that's quite a lot for a PlayStation 2 or Xbox game, you know. We'll do the next 3 together because it's the same game, same franchise, rather. Let me see if I can pronounce it. Onimusha. That. So I've got Warlords, 2, and 3. Now, I haven't actually played any of them, but I remember seeing them. They must have been on the covers of magazines and stuff like that back in the day. And yeah, I really do like the look of them. They kind of give me, I might be completely wrong, let me know in the comments. They kind of give me Resident Evil kind of vibes, but in the samurai era. So yeah, that could be quite a tasty collection to get into. That's why I can't, one of them I bought, I think it was Warlords. Definitely one of them I picked up in 3 for £5. So yeah, I picked it up because it was cheap. But I really do like the look of them. That's why I've kept an eye out for the other games in the series, you know. But I can't say any more because I haven't actually played them yet. Right, let's stay with this shelf then. Oh no, I got these down here, sorry. Oh, this is one of those games. When I get back into the PS2 game and showing it the love it deserves, this is going to be one of the first games I play, okay? It's Oni. I had no idea it was made by Rockstar. It's quite a common game. I think I paid 50 pence for this game, but it doesn't, maybe the graphics hasn't aged that well, but I watched a couple of videos on it and it looks really, really good. Again, Rockstar don't do bad games, do they? Yeah, I'm quite excited to get into that. And I think the reason it's so cheap isn't because it's a bad game. It's because there's so many out there in circulation. So it must have sold pretty well back in the day. But yeah, that is probably one of the first games when I need to draw myself away. I'm really showing my PS4 and my PS5 collection so much love. I really need to get back into the retro. But one of my New Year's resolutions is to have a retro game on the go every single week. But one of the, I'm playing Final Fantasy X, which is a PS2 game, but on the PlayStation 5. So I play in the remaster version, okay? So when I'm done with that, I think I'm going to go either Xbox or PS2 route, and that'll be one of the first games I play. It really gives me Ghost in the Shell kind of vibes, okay? We'll talk a bit more about that game in a bit. Oh, NBA Jam. I had one of these back in the day. I can't really remember which one it was. There was a time, late 90s, when I was a hardcore NBA fan. Chicago Bulls was my team, like most of us kids back then, back in the Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, also the rookie Michael Jordan. I'm not sure if you've heard of him. He was all right, you know. Yeah, so I can't remember. I know I had one of these games on the N64. I don't know. I'm looking at it. I think I might have had this back in the day as well. I'm absolutely terrible at these games. But I'd put it this way. I'd rather play NBA game than a FIFA game, you know. Right, let's go on to the next pile. How long have we been going for? Oh my God, I'm sorry how long this video is going to be, guys. But I recommend just relaxing. Put on like audio. Be an audio listener, you know. God, I can't even remember ever picking this up. Project Minerva Professional. Some of these games must just appear in my collection. But Midas, one of my top 10 games is made by that game developer. Right, I have no idea. It's a shooting game. I can't ever remember. That's quite rare. Because I've got around about 1,000 games. Nearly every single game I remember, I can tell a story of when I picked it up. Apart from that one. No idea. Absolutely no idea. Is it good? Let me know in the comments. Is it the best game you've ever played? I think I bought this one on my birthday last year. I had stacks of games. I think we hit up 3 CXs in one day on my birthday last year. And it wasn't an expensive game. I just like the look of the cover. Eden. I think I've heard of it. I can't. Looks pretty cool, like a futuristic kind of game. I don't know, but it wasn't an expensive game. So I thought, yep, get in the collection. Box is in half decent condition. I'll get round to it, you know. Primal, haven't played it. Remember, it used to be on the cover of a lot of the magazines, and it does make quite a few people's top 10 PS2 games of all time. So it's good enough for them. It's good enough for me. I'm trying to go a bit quicker now, guys. I don't know why I haven't played this yet. It looks awesome. Predator Concrete Jungle, made by Sierra. It looks right up my alley. I don't know why I haven't played this. It's probably... The thing is, I don't want to, be an hour on this, then an hour on the next game, an hour on the next game, just to say I'm getting through my collection. I'm trying to get through my collection. Yeah, I got years worth of games, okay? And I want to show each and every single game in my collection the love it deserves, okay? If I paid 50 pence for the game or if I paid 150 quid for the game, it doesn't matter. So I must have had another game on the go and then kind of put it on the shelf and almost forgotten about it. But that's one of the games I'm very looking forward to playing when I get back into the PS2 games. This game cost me £1. I've left the price tag on it. Powerdrome. Now, this is unusual. I remember picking this up. Hasn't really got screenshots. I would say that's a bad sign, isn't it? If it hasn't got the screenshots on the background. Normally, especially with the PlayStation 2, because this is when the game started to look really nice. They have as much information or pictures of the game on the back as possible. But it's a total blind buy. It's in lovely condition. I bought this in Retrostash in Port Talbot. So shout out Retrostash in Port Talbot. I thought it was worth £1, you know, to find out what it's all about. But it looks like a hover, kind of like an F-Zero kind of game, from what I can tell. Yeah, so yeah, it'll either be really good or terrible. Who knows? Who knows? Oh fuck, this one. I can't pronounce every word in the English dictionary, but I'm working on it. Okay, I don't even know if this is in the English dictionary. Oh, right, you're gonna laugh at me now. Paisva? Paisva? That? I can't. I tried to pronounce it when I remember laughing at myself trying to pronounce it. Paisva? Yeah, but it's a shmup basically. It looks like a very good shmup as well. Haven't got round to playing it yet. I think we picked this up in CEX in Carmarthen Town. So shout out CEX in Carmarthen Town. But yeah, there's quite a few good shmups out on this fantastic system. I put a ton of hours into this. Phantasy Star Universe. And I don't know what it is, right? It's such a relaxing game. It's giving me the same vibe as, funnily enough, I'm not comparing the games, but to Final Fantasy X, okay? Where I can just enjoy leveling my characters up, doing the same battle over and over again. It's almost like a zen feeling I get when I'm playing this kind of game. But I'm talking, I probably put about 20 hours. My character was so overpowered. I was one hit killing every single person, okay? It's very, very easy because I put the time into it. I think I've still got my save file on one of my memory cards somewhere. But then I kept getting lost in the, I haven't played this game since I've lived in this house. So we're talking probably 4 years ago I played it last. But I had to go to my quarters and I go there. Then it's, return to this other place. And I'd just come from there, but I couldn't remember. My memory wasn't very good. in my defense, it was at a time where I just started my medication with my mental health, so maybe that didn't help. But I've kept my my save file, you know, so maybe I'll go back to it one day, but I've got a pretty beefy looking backlog. But other than that, I did enjoy this game. I've no idea how much it sells for now, but if you see it, yeah, I do recommend that game. Okay, next pile. Oh my gosh, there's so many games, guys. Try and go a bit quicker. Need for Speed Underground 2. Awesome soundtrack. Everyone had this game back in thy day. I think I had it on the Xbox was my go-to. This is probably considered my generation, okay? It's probably considered as the favourite Need for Speed in the franchise. Haven't got around to playing this yet. Naruto Ultimate Ninja. Visually, it looks really, really good. I'm quite impressed, I am, guys. I have no idea if it's any good or not. It wasn't an expensive game. It might have been a charity shop pickup. I'm talking £1, so I don't know if that's a good deal or not. But moving on, we'll do the next two at the same time. And I got a bad memory with this one here. So it's MX versus ATV Untamed and MX versus ATV Unleashed. But this one is the wrong game. It's MX World Tour. This was CEX Newport. Shout out CEX Newport. Learn to read. It is frustrating, but I think they were 50 pence or £1 each. You know, it was no more than £1. It's not the end of the world. I think this, for me, this is the peak of this game franchise, because the newer ones, they go in more for the the more realistic simulation, where I find these easier to pick up and play, more arcade fun. That's what I like, do you know what I mean? Because I ride a motorbike every day back and forth to work. I don't want to jump on in a game and it feels like I'm going to work. I want an arcade version, if that makes any sense. Rogue Galaxy. Now, I've downloaded this on the PlayStation Store. It was on sale for like £1 or something like that. And let me tell you, what's the game developer? Oh, it's actually Sony, is it? Okay, that's why it's on the PlayStation Store then. I was very impressed with this. I would have been all over this game back in the day. Completely missed me by. There's something about the cover. It gives me Skies of Arcadia kind of vibe. If you've played Skies of Arcadia or know what kind of game it is, it's like flying pirate ships and stuff like that. I'm all for that. Like one of my favourite cartoons of all time is Disney's Treasure Planet. So yeah, and from what I've played, I'm only a couple of hours in. And I haven't gone back to it, unfortunately. But so far, so very good. I probably started playing that at some point last year. Underrated game coming up. I don't think it's very expensive. RC Revenge Pro. So you're obviously playing as remote control cars. And it is amazing fun. The brakes, because they're so light, aren't they? The turning and the brake, you stop, poof, straight away. You turn, it's so responsive, you know, it's almost too responsive. But it's really, really good fun game, that is. I strongly recommend that if you're half into your racing games and if it's not in your collection. Looking forward to getting into this, Reservoir Dogs. I think I paid $4.99. I have the price label on it. Shout out Retribution in Llanelli. I think I picked this up the day I picked up the collector's edition Blu-ray. So I was in like a Reservoir Dogs kind of mood, you know. So I haven't got around to playing it yet. My expectations quite low on it, but I don't think it's going to be like it's so bad it's good. I wouldn't put it that. That's not where my expectation is. I think it'll be all right, but you got to be a fan or a big fan of the movie, which I am. So that might keep me entertained for a week or so, you know. But yeah, I will get to it one day. This is quite a pricey game. I bought this last year on my birthday when I did that big haul. I did the 3 CXs in one day on my birthday. Red Ninja End of Honor. I think it came out on the Xbox as well. This is northward of £20, I think, if I remember. At the time, it might be less, it might be more. It gives me like Tenchu kind of vibes. I really do like the look of it. There's cutscenes and all that in there. Yeah, it looks like a fun old time, that does. I just like the artwork on this one. The red star. How cool is that cover? I'm a sucker for a good artwork cover. I don't know much more about it, if I'm being honest. Looks like a shooting arena. Shooting game. I don't know. I do not know, but it can't be much. But that's why I would a classic blind buy. Okay. Oh, love this game. Rampage Total Destruction. It's not as good as what I remember the arcades. Visually, it looks better than what I grew up with the arcades. My local Odeon cinema had Rampage in the foyer. They didn't have like an arcade section. They had, funnily enough, they had Rampage. And when they replaced that, they replaced it with Primal Rage. So they must have had a dinosaur theme going on there. Or the manager there liked his dinosaurs. Or his kaijus, you know. But yeah, it's good fun. I don't know. It's not... I think some games are best left in nostalgia, just remembering. Glad I've got it. I think it's less than £10, between £5 and £8 I think I paid for it. But I think I played it when I wasn't in the mood to play this kind of game. So when I'm in the mood to play it, then I'll probably have a bit more fun playing that. Okay. Oh my God, guys, I'm so sorry. Right. We'll go as quick as I can. Oh, what a game. Take a bow. Tekken Tag. Or Tekken Tag Tournament. I think, it's hard to believe, right? I'm pretty sure this was a launch title, wasn't it? For the PlayStation 2. And check out the graphics. This is a complete showcase of how powerful a system the PlayStation 2 was. A really good roster as well, actually. Yeah, hours of fun there. R-Type Final. I'm surprised this game isn't really collectible, you know. It's quite easy to find. It says $14.99. I don't think I even paid that much for it. In fact, I think I ordered this during lockdown, kind of at the start of my retro game collecting journey, you know. It's probably not the best R-Type in the franchise or the series. Oh, yeah, I got the receipt in there. £6 I paid for it, but it's got $14.99 on the back. Yeah, £6 is more. It's definitely worth £6. Yeah, but if you like your shmups, yeah, that does deserve to be in your collection. But I think there's better shmups on the PS2. Okay. I haven't got around to playing this yet. Conflict Global Storm. It's just something about the first-person shooters that I just want to... This was at that generation. Like, obviously, I said earlier on, I was an Xbox kid back in the day. And my favourite type of game was first-person shooters. So there's something about it. Maybe I've read a review. Maybe it didn't review well. But there was something I thought, one day I'll get around to playing that. I think I paid 50p for it. So yeah, get in thy collection. One great big gain in gun crazy spectacular. Sierra game. Another first-person shooter. Haven't played it yet. Looking at the back, it gives me... Do you remember that game Black? I have got that in my collection somewhere as well. That was amazing. My go-to was on the Xbox. And even now, it's quite impressive how good a looking game it is. Some of the... like the sun effects and stuff like that are like, wow. Even today, they got the wow factor, you know. They need to make more games like that. Anyway, yeah, so it kind of gives me that vibe. Haven't got around to playing it yet. Cold Fear. Why haven't I played that? I don't know. It's horror vibe, but I love the idea. It's on a boat and get like the rocking effects and stuff like that. So, yeah, I can't say much more. It is a Ubisoft game, as you can probably tell. But this is one when I'm like watching other people's YouTube videos about when they're talking about shooting games or when they're talking about their favourite PlayStation 2 games. That seems to get a mention. It's not like number one, but it's in the top 10. So I saw that. I can't remember. That's been in my collection for many years now. So I got no excuse why I haven't played it yet. Sorry. Chaos Legion. I like the cover. And I love the game developer, Capcom. I don't know if you've heard of them. I don't remember buying that. Again, in my early retro collecting days when I didn't have any, or just like 5 or 6 of my original games I kept from back in the day. I was buying stacks of games because the prices were so cheap back then. So I'd probably like 50 pence I probably paid for that. I thought, yeah, for 50p, get in thy collection. Okay, I'm going as quickly as I can. Canem Edit, or Bully as it's known in the rest of the world. I think this is available now on the PlayStation Store as well. I will eventually get round. I got the original receipts. £3 I paid for that. I don't know. I like what I've seen. Actually watched quite a bit of a playthrough, but I think I started halfway through the game. Yeah, it looks okay. Obviously, it's a Rockstar game, but I can't say much more because I haven't got round to playing it yet. Okay. Oh, awesome games. Bloody Roar 4. Shout out my imaginary friend Chris picked this up for me. He was working away and he said, I'm going to wherever CEX tomorrow. Have a look on their stock file. Let me know if there's anything you want me to pick you up. Or let me know if there's anything you want me to pick up for you. Sorry, English is my first language, believe it or not. And they're Bloody Roar 4. This is a hard-ass game to find, this is. Or it was for me anyway. It's not as good as Bloody Roar 3. I think this was the final one. The one came out on the GameCube. I think it's called Primal. I can't remember. But yeah, well, Bloody Roar 3. If you're going to play one Bloody Roar game, I am going for a full Bloody Roar collection as well. I'll get there one day. One day it will be mine. Oh yes, one day it will be mine. But that is my favourite Bloody Roar game, in case you're wondering. 3. Still a good game, but that's where it's at, in my humble opinion. But yeah, happy to have Bloody Roar 4 in the collection. Shout out Chris, thank you very much. Deus Ex. This is the only Deus Ex game I've not played. There was a time when, I want to say early PS3, when you asked me what's my favourite game of all time, I would have said the Deus Ex games. I just love the cyberpunk world and everything like that it's set in. But the first one I played was the one, Invisible War, that came out on the Xbox. It's up there somewhere. But yes, I've been a fan of the franchise ever since. So I hear the PC version is miles better than this. But again, one day I will get round to playing that game. Awesome game alert. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm sticking, I don't know, it just missed out on my getting in my top 10 games. Dead or Alive 2. Wow, what a great game. I believe this was an early, it might have been a launch title, I'm not 100% sure, but it was an early fighting game on the PlayStation 2. And think, until Street Fighter 6, this was the highest rated fighting game of all time, okay? What a great game. I got so much nostalgia with this game. I need to get back into the Dead or Alive games. Like 5 and 6 are visually spectacular. The only problem is people see them as a rip-off with all the costumes. And I worry because I'm a sucker for costumes, okay? And you can spend much, the games are cheap, but all the DLC costumes and stuff are really expensive. So my worry is if I really get into those games, I might spend all my money. Yeah, it's a slippery slope. Anyway, moving on. Ah, right. Whatever game I said I'm going to play, what was it? Oni, wasn't it? The first game I'm going to play when I get back into PS2. Sorry, the first game I'm going to play when I get back into PlayStation 2 gaming is Death by Degrees. Oh my God. This took me ages to find, but it's a Tekken spin-off, okay? It's reviewed really well with Nina Williams. I think you can actually play as other characters in there as well, can't you? I think. Or maybe I might be getting confused. Maybe I had a weird dream one night. I always dream about fighting games. I'm not sure if you complete it, it unlocks other characters. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Do not quote me on that. Good idea though, isn't it, Namco? Yeah, Death by Degrees. So it's like a 3D brawler kind of game. Actually, I have played it very briefly, if I remember right. You start off, you're like a prisoner on like a big yacht kind of thing. And I liked what I saw, okay? Or dreamt, okay? Dark Chronicle, is this the second one? Oh, this is the first one. I might have got this. I think it's available on the PlayStation Store. I think these go on sale for like £2 odd, and I just buy it and go, yeah, I'll play it again kind of thing. But I think I've got this one. Or there is a sequel, isn't there? I think. Or maybe it's called something else. I'm getting confused. Either way, I haven't played it, but I really do like the look of it. Is it a Sony game as well? Yeah, it's another Sony exclusive. So, yeah, can't say much more. But it's like an adventure RPG kind of game, you know? So, yeah, I like the look of that. I don't know why I bought this. The Da Vinci Code. I think it would have been a 50p game. But I enjoyed the movie. I watched the movie first. And then I read the book. The book, I had to put it down. But it was one of those hard to put down books, okay? This is what really got me, the movie, got me really into reading. So I read The Da Vinci Code, then I read Deception Point, then I read Digital Fortress, then I read Angels and Demons. And they're so well written. I'm not a fan of the new ones as much. But those 4 books I just mentioned are outstanding. Easy to pick up and read books as well, you know. Not too many characters. Anyway, getting back to the game. Haven't played the game yet, okay? But it would have been 50p or something. It might have even been 49p. Who knows? Might have had a deal. I remember picking this up. I picked this up in Super Tomato Cardiff. Shout out Super Tomato in Cardiff. I haven't played it yet. The funny thing is Crimson Tears. Yes, it's a Capcom game. But he sells retro magazines sometimes as well. And this was featured in one of the retro magazines. So I was so happy while I was reading the review. It was like a proper nostalgia trip on the train on the way home. I was reading all about this game. And I was so excited to play it. But I haven't got around to playing it yet. Sorry. And look at how good the condition's in. It's got all the bump, you know what I mean? All the manuals and everything. It's all in there, guys. Quite a pricey game, if I remember. But I don't mind paying more. I don't know why I'm holding it like that all of a sudden. Yeah, I don't know why I don't mind paying more when I've got it in my hand and I know and I can look at it. I know the manuals. Fuck, it's a hell of a nice manual. Let's got 2 of them. There's 2 of these things. Open it up and it's got Street Fighter the 15th anniversary. Oh, it's one of these fold open things, is it? Oh, these are the days. Look at that. I got 2 of them. That'd be a nice thing to frame, wouldn't it? It'd be hard to find a frame that size, you know? But yeah, there's 2 of them in there, so I won't be missing out. Yeah, so I was going to say, I don't mind paying a bit more. Like, even if I'm at a game convention or a Comic-Con or something like that. Once I've got it in my hand, I'm not like going to be pissed off. I could have got in CEX for a couple of quid cheaper. Because you don't know what condition it's in when it's in CEX. And it saves the hassle. I've got it in my hand. It's in my collection right now. Once I give the vendor my money. But haven't got around to playing it yet. That's what I'm trying to say. Commandos 2. Men of Courage. I really do like the look of this game. But I haven't really got the patience to learn how the mechanics work. I keep buying these kind of games and then trading them in. But I must have saw this. Actually, my memory's right. I think this was in 3 for £5 in Llanelli Retribution. Shout out Llanelli Retribution. Okay. But yeah, it's a strategy game kind of thing. I can't say much more because I haven't played it. Space Invaders Invasion Day. Oh yeah, I remember seeing a lot of videos about this when it first came out. Everyone's heard of Space Invaders. One of the most iconic 80s games of all time, and they tried to reboot it and do it like a story mode kind of thing, but at the end of the day it's still a Space Invaders game. I don't think it holds up, but it looks like a full-on AAA Final Fantasy kind of movie cutscenes and stuff like that, but it's still a Space Invaders game. You know, fair play to them for trying, you know. I'm really looking forward to getting into this. 2024 is going to be the year I get back into my RPGs. Old RPGs, new RPGs. It's a genre I kind of neglected over the last couple of years, but I'm back, baby, okay? Grandia 2. For some reason, I've left the price on it. Oh, I've had a comment. Shah Khan. Right, okay, sorry. Should turn my notifications off. Sorry. Yeah, I paid £12 for this. It's not the best condition case. That's not a major problem. I think, yeah, it is complete in box. And more importantly, the disc is fine. I've actually managed to find, I think I've done it in a pickups video, the game guide. I've just been on a bit of a game guide kick lately. Or I found some sellers, or not many people are buying them. That's what it looks like. So I'm picking up a lot for like 99 pence or £1. So with shipping, sometimes paying like £1.95 shipping. I don't mind. So for £3, like I picked up the Jade Empire one, and I picked this one up, and it looks like a very good game. My imaginary friend Chris, shout out my imaginary friend Chris, says it's a good game. He really enjoyed it. He likes the battle mechanics in the game. So if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. But that's soon. Very soon. Wipeout Fusion. I think I got 2 versions of this. One of these is one I picked up. I've kept from back in the day. This isn't an expensive game, but it's a ton of fun. One of my favourite racing games, dare I say, on the PlayStation 2. So yeah, check it out. I'm so sorry. It's going to be a long video. Oh my God. I don't even think we're halfway. Jesus Louises. Right, I tell you what we'll do. No. Sorry. It's going to be... This is why I wanted to go live. Now, this one, I'm quite sure, was in the 3 for £5 from Retribution in Llanelli. Shout out Retribution in Llanelli. So he does £1.99 or 3 for £5. The real reason I know, because I've left the sticker on it, it's Robot Warlords. This would have been my 3rd game, so I paid technically £1 for it. I briefly remember the name of the game. It looks okay, you know, like a mech warrior kind of game. So I don't know, I haven't got around to playing it yet. But for £1, let's take a punt, isn't it? Oh yeah, now in. Saying about racing games, Ridge Racer 5, baby. Need I say more? Awesome. This was one of those games that shows off how powerful the PlayStation 2 was, you know. Outstanding. Good fun game as well. Maybe I need to get back into those and collect the full series, you know. Bomberman Hardball. The reason I picked this up, it's kind of a bit of a sports title. It's got tennis, baseball, golf. But the reason I picked it up is for the classic. Just the classic Bomberman. I was a massive fan of the one that came out on the Super Nintendo. I borrowed it. I can't remember who I borrowed it off, but he wouldn't let me borrow it for long. But it was so fun, and it's much better multiplayer. Okay, so couch co-op or something like that. Or yeah, really, really good fun. Bought this game for the lols. Okay, I remember, so it's America's 10 Most Wanted. I'm not sure if it's an urban myth. If I dreamt it, or if I've seen it, or I've read it in a magazine. I think I read it in a magazine, okay? So basically, you're hunting down America's 10 Most Wanted. So Bin Laden is number 1. And it turns into like a Street Fighter-esque fighting game at the end, where you're a Marine fighting against Bin Laden. I've wanted this game in my collection ever since. I remember picking this up, like I said earlier on, when I had that job in Curry's working in the warehouse. My favourite thing was when this delivery came, just to see all the new games, you know. So many obscure games came out that I'd never heard of, but I always had a soft spot. I thought, yeah, I'll get that when it goes in sale. 50 pence I paid for that. Haven't played it yet. It's not going to be another Call of Duty or anything like that. I know my expectation is pretty low, but I just want to fight Bin Laden in a Street Fighter setting, you know. Airblades, so it's kind of, what's that game on the Xbox? Jet Set Radio, future kind of looking game. I'd probably rather play the Tony Hawk games, but yeah, I got that. That would have been 50 pence or £1. Good game alert, really good game alert. Downhill Domination. If you like your bikes, your mountain bikes, I'm a big fan of the mountain bikes, especially the bikes that's in this. They're actually bikes, no like in a car racing game. They're actually cars. These bikes actually do exist in the real world, okay? So I like that. but it plays more like a SSX Tricky or something like that, I suppose, because you're going down these mountains. But it's really cool seeing your guy pedaling away, going down. Yeah, really good game. If you see that out there, I have no idea how much it is, but if you see that out there, pick it up. Tell them Tony sent you. Now, this Treasure Planet, Disney's Treasure Planet, I've wanted this game for ages. I wanted to play the wait-in game. It was something like £2 in CX or something like that. Like I said earlier on, it's probably my favourite. This or WALL-E, I think, is my favourite two Disney movies of all time. And no, it's probably this, actually. Really, really love this movie. And I know that it's like what's the Jax games, is it? I don't think I've got them. Or maybe I have got one of them in my collection somewhere, okay? And it's kind of like a rip-off of that in Treasure Planet world. I thought I'll see it out there. This is such a hard game to find. I ended up biting the bullet. Either eBay. I think I bought it on eBay because I wanted a complete in-box. I hit the jackpot. I think I paid £2 with shipping, okay? I don't know how is it a collectible game? I don't know, but I know I found it hard to find, and it kept me entertained for an afternoon. I've got no intention of going back to it. I don't understand. It doesn't explain the story. It's trying to be a side thing or something like that. It's part of it's like an early 3D platformer, but it's got all the jank in the controls that come with it. It's an easy game with modern controls, if it had modern controls, but the hardest part of the game is the controls, okay? So I didn't have that much fun with it. Because it's Treasure Planet, I give it that extra go though, you know? Die Hard Vendetta. Funny thing with this game, it was, I'm trying to go quicker. A quick story then. I haven't played it yet. I've heard really good things about it, but it wasn't showing in stock in CEX. So I picked it up and thought, someone must have traded this in today. When I got to the till, it wasn't showing on their stock file. So I did that. Is it free then? Like a bloody Karen, isn't it? But yeah, it wasn't an expensive game. But yeah, the gaming gods are shining down on me that day when I picked that up. Right, we'll do the next 4 as quickly as I can. So I got Devil May Cry, Devil May Cry 2, Devil May Cry 2. I got 2 copies of Devil May Cry 2 because it's so good. And Devil May Cry Special Edition, okay? Obviously, Special Edition, Devil May Cry 3 is the best one in the series. I paid £3 for it. This was in Retribution in Llanelli. I don't think they realised it was the special edition one, okay? The reason I've got 2 Devil May Cry 2s, is because one of them is from back in the day. I quite like the games, okay? I'm not saying it's as good as the first one or the third one. My favourite one, by the way, is the 5th one. That is amazing game, okay? I think it's all right, okay? But the reason I've got one of them is from back in the day, and I put it in a storage box. Over the years, it's been in my mum's garage for years and years. And when I bought my house and we go in through getting all my stuff into my house, I found this box full of absolute gems, you know. So that's why I knew. I forgot I had it, so I rebought it for like 50 pence or £1, and then I've already kept my original. Does that make sense? And obviously Devil May Cry 1. Right, let's go, guys. Let's go. Oh, right. Hard game to find, or collection rather. Fatal Fury Battle Archives Volume 1. So this has got Fatal Fury 2, Fatal Fury Special, and what's it called? Fatal Fury 3, Road to the Final Victory. And the good thing with this is me more of a collector. If I do struggle though with money, I got a flashing light fucking on my motorbike now. So if I get skint, some games, yes, I'm chuffed to have it in the collection, but I got it on digital, okay? So this is from a collector's point of view. But I bought this, then I realised it's on digital for a fraction of the price. But some of these games are quite pricey, so that's not a cheap game. I think I paid quite a bit of money for this, but yeah, really happy to have it in the collection. Do the next 2 together. Still haven't got around to playing these. So Evil Dead Regeneration and Evil Dead, A Fistful of Boomstick. I love the look of these games. I think what I'll aim to get back into my PS2 this year. I'm going to play these, like a Halloween kind of games, aren't they? Then we've got, we'll do the next 4 to save time. So I am going for a full, it's Dynasty Warriors, okay, guys? I'm going for a full Dynasty Warriors collection, okay? And the one I want more than any is the first one. It came out on the PlayStation. It's a fighting game. So did you know Dynasty Warriors started off with a 1v1 fighting game? Awesome. So I got Dynasty Warriors Tactics, Dynasty Warriors 2. That's quite new to the collection, actually. Dynasty Warriors 5. And Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires. That's the best one, I think, out of them. Okay, what's next? Oh my days, I'm so sorry. So many good games, though. I can talk about games all day. Well, I am talking about games all day. Right, we'll go as quick as you can now. Right, so BMX XXXXX. I think it's XXX. Kind of like a Tony Hawk, but you're on BMX XXX's. Okay, haven't played it yet. It looks like a good laugh. I think my favourite thing with this is the soundtrack. It'll be like a time capsule taking you back to simpler times, let's say. Right, black. Yes, it's the, what they call it, Platinum Edition. I don't care. Yes, it's better on the Xbox. Yes, I've got it on the Xbox. But it's still a good game on the PS2. And I want to say paid pound, 50 pence. So get it in the collection. I don't care that it's platinum, okay? Dare I say underrated game? The Bouncer, made by Squaresoft before it was Square Enix. I like it. It's kind of it's a brawler, but it's like an arena. You're basically, this guy's like a bouncer or a doorman kind of thing. And your girlfriend gets kidnapped. It's not the most innovative story, but it's a good, fun game. I think you can do co-op. Yeah, 2 players as well. So yeah, I do recommend it. Don't know how much it is, but it's quite a hard game to find in my area anyway. Oh yes, awesome game alert. Samurai Showdown 5. The only thing is, I rarely play this because I got the Samurai Showdown collection, okay, on the PlayStation 4. That's my go-to. But yeah, really happy to have that in the collection. Check that out if you're going to play one. Mind you, it's not the best Samurai Showdown game. That's a tough one. Probably either 2 or the new one that came out in 2016. Samurai Warriors. Haven't played it yet, so cool. Right, let's go. Let's get some speed on the go. Genji, haven't played it. Looks okay. That's a Sony exclusive. I think this might have been a launch title or an early title. I don't know. One of the worst games, not just on the PS2, one of the worst games in my entire collection, okay? I should have known. It's produced by BBC. That should have been a warning sign if I've ever seen one, because the BBC are trash. We don't like the BBC in this house. Not welcome. Anyway, yeah, so Fightbox. It's a terrible game. It actually looks quite interesting though. It gives me, who remembers the movie Arena? If you ever seen that movie Arena, I think it's on Prime. Check it out. It gives me that kind of vibe, but it's terrible. It's, yeah, like I say, it's one of the worst games. Not closely followed by this Fighting Fury. It's got a cool name, but it's it looks right up my alley though. We did play this on my series around the world of 80 fighting games, okay? And it's janky. It's a 3D fighting game, but it's one of those ones where when you do a kick, it's very the leg, it's almost like he's got a Dalsim leg. His leg goes really long. I think they go in for, or trying to do it because it's close to the camera, but they haven't really pulled it off very well. It is, though, I'll give it, it's a so bad it's good kind of game, you know? So any YouTubers watching it want to do one of those funny videos playing a trash game and making fun of it, yeah, maybe that's a good shout. From Russia with Love, 007. I have played it back in the day, but I can't really, I definitely have played it. I never owned it. Someone lent it to me, or maybe I did briefly own it, traded in and bought it again. It's not the best James Bond, because that's GoldenEye, in case anyone's wondering. But yeah, it was all right from what I can remember. Final Fantasy X2. Haven't played it, but I'm currently, like I said earlier on, playing through Final Fantasy X on the PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4. Fireblade, really like the look of this, just haven't had time to play it yet. Again, it's got one of those, the horrible stickers. Shout out Retribution Intellectually. They're doing the $1.99 for one or 3 for £5. So I thought I'll take a punt on them. Right, okay, so I've already talked about Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. That's my duplicate copy of that. Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. Haven't played it, but what I'm hoping is when I get into... I'm probably going to play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas first, then maybe get into those. Awesome game alert. Godzilla Save the Earth. Atari, do not make bad games. I love this game. This is my favourite Godzilla game of all time. Ghost Rider. Haven't played it, but I've heard very, very good things about it. It's a good game based on a bad movie, but yeah, I like the look of it. This is Ghost in the Shell. It's in the special slip-on case as well. Really like the look of it. It did really well in reviews, but I can't get past level 1. I don't know what I got to do. The combat's very easy, but then I just don't know. All I need to do is watch a YouTube playthrough, how to get... There's like a crane going back and forth. I think I got to jump on the crane, but I don't know how to get on the crane. Other than that, it might, but I may be focusing on the wrong thing. It might be something down here I need to do, but I'm going up there, okay? But yeah, I haven't got rid of it because there's unfinished business there. The Getaway and the Getaway Black Monday. Haven't played them, or technically I have. My friend Christopher Richards, shout out my friend Christopher Richards. I think he was my recommendation last week for, he's got a YouTube channel. Christopher's World of Computing, I think it's called. Go check it out. I very happily one afternoon sat down and watched him playing it. I think it was the first one. Basically, it was really cool to see Grand Theft Auto 3D world set in the UK. It was kind of like GTA meets Snatch the movie, do you know what I mean? So that's, if you like those two things, yeah, that's the best way to describe them. Awesome game, Street Fighter EX3. Maybe I'm a fan of EX2 that's on the PlayStation more. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, very good game, but it's Street Fighter. It's the final Street Fighter game that's in 3D, basically. Okay, right. I'll keep this pace going now. We're getting through them, aren't we? Steel Dragon EX. So another shmup. That's probably my favourite shmup on the PlayStation 2. Star Wars, Jedi Starfighter, Star Wars, Starfighter. 50p each I played for them. Haven't got around to playing them, but I have watched playthroughs and really good, relaxing, fun games. And I think I really like the sound effects in those games. Oh, another Star Wars game. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. The only Star Wars Episode 3 game I've played is the one that came out on the DS? And that was really good. This looks really different. But I just miss games. Whenever a Star Wars movie comes out, you know you get in, well, multiple. With Episode 1, you had multiple games, didn't you? Spin-off games. So, yeah, I had to get that in the collection. I hear it's pretty good, though. Star Ocean, Till the End of Time, Square Enix. This one, I think as well, is available on the PlayStation 5. So maybe it's just easier to play it that way for me. So if I want to stream it, it's much, much easier to stream it that way, okay? So I'm probably going to double dip if it's less than £5. But yeah, looks really, really good. Haven't played it yet, unfortunately. Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. I wanted this for the longest time on the GameCube, but then I realised that was going up and up and up in price while I was searching for it. And I think I saw this for 50p. So I thought, yeah, get it. It's kind of obviously like a mummy Egyptian-inspired game. I think it came out around about the time when The Mummy, the movie, everyone was watching that, weren't they? That was a big deal. But it's a 3D game. I briefly played it. I love the running mechanics in it, and it's not that janky, so it's aged pretty well. And I think they've redone it on the Switch. I might be wrong though. Awesome collection alert. Oh, I felt like the disc wasn't in there. There's no manual, unfortunately. This is probably the best collection on the entire PlayStation 2. So it's SNK Arcade Classics Volume 1. Where's Volume 2? We're still waiting, SNK. This is fan-frickin-tastic. It's available as well on the PSP. I got it on the PSP. and you can get it on the Nintendo Wii, but I haven't got a Nintendo Wii yet because I've only just started collecting for that again. So the highlights, you've got King of the Monsters, Fatal Fury, Art of Fighting, Metal Slug, Magician Lords, World Heroes. It's packed with content, all those games basically. Okay, the thing is, this is going up in price, seems daily. Okay, so it's not a cheap collection, but it's an awesome collection. If you invest in this and that stick there, that's for the PS2 Neo Geo stick. That's as close. It's a poor man's Neo Geo basically. That's as close as I'll realistically get to owning a Neo Geo or experiencing the Neo Geo at home. Soul Calibur 3. Probably my least favourite, or definitely my least played Soul Calibur in the franchise. It's just because Soul Calibur 2 is so good, just doesn't live up to that game in my opinion. But it is worth, if you find it for a $5 or less, yeah, definitely pick it up. Maybe I'll get back into it one day. Sonic Gems collection. I picked it up because I haven't got around to playing it yet. It's got Sonic the Fighters. So it's for Sonic fighting game. How cool is that? And it's a really good condition box as well. But I haven't got around to playing it yet. Right, let's go, guys. Let's go. SOCOM 3, US Navy SEALs. Everyone knows SOCOM. SOCOM 2, US Navy SEALs. Everyone knows SOCOM. I'm so excited to find this. It's a 50p game. It took forever and a month to find it. Kelly Slater Pro Surfer. I was a massive Kelly Slater fan back in the day. King Kelly, we used to call him. Yeah, I paid 50p for that completing box. I remember getting so excited. All my mates were like, whoa, what have you found? Yes, the 50p Kelly Slater. It is in nice condition as well. Really good fun game. Kengo, haven't played it yet, but it gives me kind of this Samurai Showdown Sen vibes. Oh, my voice has gone funny now. Great. I've been talking for over an hour. Sorry, guys. James Pond, codename Robocard. This is, I think it was about £5 or £6, something like that. But this takes me back to the Commodore Amiga days. I grew up with the Commodore 64. My next door neighbour had a Commodore Amiga, and this was always a game I'd beg him to put on, you know. Really good fun all time. He's almost a big deal back in the day. He was, dare I say, mascot for the Commodore. Oh yeah, Jak 3 and Jak 2. I know there's a remaster, isn't there, on the PlayStation 3. Maybe I'll go that route. But I hear loads of good things about this series or this franchise. So yeah, if I'm in the mood for a 3D platformer, I should have played that instead of Treasure Planet, shouldn't I? Right, oh no, we're getting there, guys. We are getting there. Street Fighter 2, Hyper Street Fighter 2, the Anniversary Edition. Street Fighter 2, awesome, absolutely fan-friggin-tastic. Hasn't made my top 10 though. Gungrave, haven't got around to playing that yet. There was 2 Gungrave games came out on the PS2 in my opinion, or in my knowledge. Overkill, classic Overkill kind of shooting game, 3D shooter. Yeah, looks fun. Oh, right, here we go. Ready for some big hitters. King of Fighters. So this is King of Fighters 2000 and 2001. Awesome games. This is a proper collector's item. So the King of Fighters collection, the Orochi Saga. Yes, guys, it's still factory sealed. Check it out, Bambinos. And the reason it's still sealed is because I've got the digital collection on the PS5 or PlayStation 4. Okay, it's always installed. So we've got King of Fighters 94, King of Fighters 95, King of Fighters 96, King of Fighters 97, and King of Fighters 98. All on one collection. And I bought that. Absolute bargain. It was an eBay pickup. Nobody else bid on it. I bet the seller was absolutely crying. He should have put a reserve on it. I had it dirt cheap. Killzone. I really enjoyed this. I didn't get around to finishing it. Yes, I got 2 copies. Same thing as before. I forgot I had this in my mum's garage in a cardboard box. Rebought it for 50p or £1, so that's why I got 2 copies. I remember being very impressed. It was dubbed Halo Killer. It was the first time they used that phrase. Very different game to Halo though. This is more gritty kind of game. But I remember there was a bit where it was like loads of explosives everywhere, and I just couldn't. I just moved on to the next game, but I got close to the end. But maybe I'll go back to that. do the next 3 at the same time. Kessin 1, Kessin 2, Kessin 3. This has got almost a cult following. I need to give it the time. Maybe when I got a week off, my next week off, I got a bit of time off coming up. I'm going to dedicate maybe a good couple of hours to see if I can get into this game franchise, okay? But I think Kessin 1 is the one that's most fondly remembered. As only, as far as I'm aware, it's the only PlayStation 2 game we've got artwork on the spine. How cool is that? Yeah, no other games have got artwork on the spine. I just love that. Anyway, that's Kessin. Right. I would say nearly there, guys, but flipping heck. Right. Oh, SOCOM Navy SEALs, in case you're wondering, did I have the first one? Yes, I've got the first one. It's right there. Right. Samurai Warriors is another franchise. And getting into, what's the one? Samurai Warriors 5. Got that for the PS5 or PS4. Really good game, actually. So I'm going backwards. I've been playing the most modern. I'm going to go backwards, okay? Yeah, well, that's Samurai Warriors 2. Empires. So I think they came out with the normal game, then Empires is the improved version of it. Samurai Warriors 2. So I'll probably play that, then that. That one came out before that one, if that makes any sense. Now, this one I bought for the lols. I've seen a video. It's meant to be trash. So my expectation is it's trash. Is Knight Rider the game? It looks like a budget title anyway, doesn't it? But hey, I grew up with the Knight Rider every Saturday afternoon. If I wasn't swimming somewhere, we'd have Knight Rider on. Now, this is interesting. I've always wondered, my favourite game of all time on the PlayStation 2, it was an accidental buy. I'll talk about it in a bit, okay? But I bought it. It was in the 4 for 20. I've always wondered, what were the games I bought? That's one of them. 4 for 20. It's Kingdom Hearts, the first one. Not really for me. They're okay, but there's a lot of hype. To me, it doesn't live up to the hype. I tried to play third one, is it? The newest one. It wasn't for me. Again, this is one I had from back in the day, Kingdom Hearts 2. This was in the 2 for 20. Similar kind of thing. Wanted to get into it. I like the idea of the game, but let's just say it's not for me. More King of Fighters games. King of Fighters 11. Every single King of Fighters is great. Neo Wave or King of Fighters Neo Wave, that's probably my least favourite though, because it's my fault because I suck at it, okay? But yeah, still a good game. Let's stay with the King of Fighters. Oh my gosh. So King of Fighters Maximum Impact 2. Great game, thank you please. King of Fighters Maximum Impact. I've got the posh special edition with the art book. Cool, go me. Maximo. If I'm correct, I haven't played this yet. It's a Capcom game. It's a spiritual successor to Ghouls and Ghosts. And it's my #1 favourite game growing up on the Sega Master System. I was like, yeah, take my money. Manhunt. I haven't got around to playing it yet. Was this the one that got banned? I can't remember. But it's a Rockstar game, so you know it's going to be good. Looking forward to getting into this. Masters of the Universe. Grew up with my boy He-Man. I was more of a Skeletor guy, more of a baddie. And seriously, I was. My mum used to buy my brother all the He-Man figures, and I used to get all the Skeletor figures. I don't know what, like the evil horse. My brother would have the good horse. I'd have the Black Panther. My brother would have, what was his, Cringer, is it? And then I'd have the opposing thing, you know? Yeah, so I don't know if my mum was trying to tell me something. My mum and dad, rather. But yeah, it looks really good. It looks too good to be true for a PS2 game, if I'm being honest. Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Lord of the Rings, the official game. I played those two, but I haven't got on to playing that yet. But yeah, they all look pretty good, you know. Well, they are quite kind of cheap rip-off games. Not rip-off, cheap games, but they're good old fun, aren't they? They know what they are. If you like the movie, almost rushed. They were almost rushed out. They're not like AAA kind of game quality. But yeah, I like them. I'm a fan of them, okay? Lara Croft Tomb Raider Anniversary Collector's Edition. And check out the quality of that. That's mint, that is, isn't it? And I saw that. I like the new Tomb Raider games, but I'm not a massive fan of the older ones. But I just saw that and just thought, I'm going to buy that because someone's going to come along and trash it. That was in Swansea CX, I bought that. I think I paid £8 for it, you know. Yeah, that's what I would call a mint game, okay. Oh, we just had a comment. Do you have Kessin game? Yes, you've just missed it. I have Kessin 1, Kessin 2, and Kessin 3, baby. Okay, let's go. I've got one pile and one shelf to show you. I'm trying to go as quickly as I can. I appreciate everyone that's still there. Oh, this is sealed. Found a seller. Factory sealed. Shogun's Blade. That's made by 505 Games. I can't off the top of my head remember what other games they've made. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into that. I can run out of space where to put these games now. Oh, another Space Invaders game. Space Invaders Invasion. Hang on. Just realised I've double dipped. So I've got two of them. Talked about that earlier on. Sonic Heroes. So, Sonic game. It's alright. It's not the best Sonic game. Sonic, what's my favourite? Sonic 2, Sonic 3, the originals on the Mega Drive. And, oh, what's the other one? I got it on the PlayStation 4. Sonic Mania. That's my favourite Sonic game, in case anyone's wondering. SOS Final Escape. That is... what's it called? It's going to my head in. I can't remember. Getting tired now, see? The disaster games. Basically, there's an earthquake and you've got to survive the earthquake, okay? And there's one, I think it's a Japanese exclusive, where Godzilla's in it. You've got to survive a Godzilla attack. How cool is that? I was going to do my head in now. I don't think I've got time to tell you what the other one's called. But they've changed the name over here in the UK, okay? It's not called SOS anymore, but yeah, quite an easy game to find, actually, in CEX. Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. Tried to get into this game last year, actually, and a couple of times. Someone lent it to me. I remember it back in the day. Someone lent me the game, and they said, when they give it to me, they said, don't rush through it. Take in the story mode. This is a special game, okay? It's actually the first Metal Gear game I ever tried to get into. And I couldn't get into it. I just could not get into it. And I tried last year as well. I think actually I had it on the PS3 remaster. And this is the game I wanted to play. And I traded that in now because I knew there was another one coming out on the PS4, wasn't there? So one day I'll pick that up, okay? But last year was the longest I've tried to get into it. I was still in the jungle, and I don't know. The controls were too dated for me. Haven't played Metal Gear Solid 2, but it's in the collection because I want to get into those games, you know. Mega Man 8, happy to have in the collection. I saw it might have been a charity shop pickup for like £1 or £2. So that's a Mega Man game. Pick it up anyway. But yeah, it's alright, but I think I was blitzing through the level for level 1, and I got to the boss, and I had zero idea what to do. So it's a me problem, not a Mega Man problem, okay? Medal of Honor, Medal of Honor Rising Sun. I paid £1 for that. I think that is a label from Retro Stash, out of Retro Stash in Port Talbot. Had this game back in the day. I believe I had it on the Xbox. And it was a massive step back from Frontline. Is Medal of Honor Frontline? Wildlife Assault? I can't remember. Level 1 was really good, though, when you're on that sinking ship. I thought, this is great. But some of the levels were just rushed. Even for back then, not very good graphics, okay? But it was half of the levels are good, half were terrible, okay? So I just bought it for the lols, you know. It was only £1. The Matrix, Path of Neo. 99 pence I paid for that. Still got the label on the back, okay. I remember, my memory of this, never played it. I think it did okay, like a 7 out of 10 kind of on the reviews. But one of my best friends, didn't see him for a week in the gym. We just thought he was ill. He comes back after a week. Oh, where have you been? Everything okay? He goes, this new game came out, Neo, the Matrix Path of Neo. He was hooked on it, so he didn't come to the gym for the full week because he was playing this video game all week. So I just thought that was funny. So for 99 pence, let's see what the fuss was all about, you know? Right, let's get there, guys. Oh, another Maximo game. We're talking about Maximo earlier on. This is Army of Zin. So this is the spiritual successor of Ghouls and Ghosts, but it's like a 3D version of Ghouls and Ghosts, you know. I've watched a couple of playthroughs of one of these games, and I really liked what I was seeing, you know. It does look hard, though, very hard. MX Rider, I think this is my original from back in the day as well. I had a lot of fun with that. Micro Machines V4, that's one of the, oh, that's 4 for £10. That's one of the games I had back in the day as well. That's why I've left these labels on, you know. It's Micro Machines. I didn't realise there was 2 Micro Machine games. There might be more on the PS2. Let me know if anybody knows. But I got my favourite Micro Machines game, not saying it's the best, was on the N64. That's where I pre-drinks in my brother's flat when he was a university student. Yeah, we used to play Micro Machines and Killer Instinct. Yeah, so I've always got fond memories of that. Metal Slug 3. This is more of a collector's item from as far as I'm concerned. It's one of my favourite developers, SNK, but I've got the full collection digital on the PlayStation Store, so that's my go-to. But yeah, it's a cool game to have in the collection. MotoGP. This is a big deal back in the day. I think that's Max Biaggi on the cover. More of a Rossi fan, if you didn't know. That's how I got the tattoos. My dog is named after Valentino Rossi. But yeah, really good game. Very, very... it's not arcadey enough for my liking. It was trying to be more of a simulation than a fun game. And I remember when this game came out, there was a... what they call them? When your factory rider is injured, they bring in a wild card. So they brought in this guy, and he was going to be racing at the Mugello racetrack. He'd never been there before. So he's playing this game to familiarise himself with the track. How cool is that? And he did all right. He didn't come last. He was expected to come last or whatever. But instead of like turning up and then warm up and practice learning, oh, there's a left here, there's a right here or whatever, he contributed his success on the day to playing this game, you know. Another comment, Angry Moose. Sorry, I'm talking really fast. This video's gone on a long time. Hope all is well. Yes, all good here. Thank you very much. You have a lot of cool games. Thank you very much. I noticed you have GTA San Andreas and Vice City. Awesome games. Still hold up today. Yes, I said earlier on, I didn't really play story more. I just used to mess around, go on police chases with them. But I'm playing the waiting game, you know, in the remaster. I'm hoping all the bugs, because they launched it with bugs and stuff, didn't they? So I'm hoping they've all been sorted now, and then I'm going to get into them, you know. Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. One underrated game. It's like a spin-off. It's not a main game in the Mortal Kombat franchise. But yeah, good fun time. Armageddon, or Mortal Kombat Armageddon. This is packed of content. Yeah, this is the one that's got like a Mario Kart game, right? But in the Mortal Kombat universe. Yeah, there's a lot of content on there, so don't sleep on that game if you ever see that in the wild. And then Midway Arcade Treasures. This is the one with, oh yeah, Smash TV. There's a ton of games on there. Yeah, over 20 arcade games. So the arcade versions of the games. But that Smash TV was the first time I ever played a twin stick shooting game. What a great game. I think I played that originally on the Super Nintendo, and it was one of my favourite Super Nintendo games. And that is, I didn't know this until last year, all the blood and gore was, funny enough, Ed Boon and John Tobias. That's how they met each other when they were working for Midway. The developer said, make it as gory as you want. And they went, okay then. they accept the challenge. Like his eyeball, one of the bosses, when he explodes, one of his eyeballs comes up towards the camera, towards the screen. And it's just so gory. But yeah, that's how, bit of history for you guys. That's how they met. Right, we have got a row and then my top 10 games. Okay, guys, I'm going as quickly as I can. I don't want to keep you here all day. Sunny Garcia Surfing. So I said earlier on, I was a big Kelly Slater fan. So I used to buy the surfing magazines and everything. Because where I grew up, I spent all my weekends down the beach basically in the summer. And well, sometimes in the winter as well. So Sunny Garcia was like the rival of Kelly Slater. He was the other big name, you know. I don't think the game's quite as good. But Kelly Slater had a game. And it's Ubisoft as well. Look, it's got the old school Ubisoft logo on there. That's pretty cool. Yeah, not an expensive game, 50 pence or £1. Oh, Surfing H3O. The reason I bought that is because I like my surfing games, and it's Rockstar, baby. That looks really good, actually. Still holds up. No idea about this. Can't even remember buying it. Stealth Force, The War on Terror. I think it's a subpar first-person military shooter. State of Emergency, again, another Rockstar game. God, Rockstar used to be busy, didn't they, compared to what they are now. They were all about quality, not quantity, but back then they were pumping out both, you know. One of my favourite covers, non-fighting game covers on the PS2, Space Invaders Anniversary. Look at that cover. How cool is that? So, it's got all the Space Invaders games. Some of them they've improved the backgrounds and mess around with it as well. But yeah, really cool little collection. Summoner and Summoner 2. Recently, I think I bought these on my birthday when we did 3 CXs in one day. £1 or 50p or something each. So I thought, get it in the collection. If I'm being honest, I think they're really cool covers. I don't know what kind of games they are, but that's what we call a blind buy. Right, let's go, guys. Let's go. Tenshu, Wrath of Heaven. Really good fun game. Bloody, gory, stealth. Yeah, I'm all for that. Indie game, Tekken 5, if anyone's ever heard of it. Yeah, they need to do a sequel to these, don't they? Maybe Tekken 8. That'd be nice. Yeah, so yeah, what can I say? Really good game. That's probably... Tekken Tag probably is my favourite, isn't it, on the PS2. Tekken 4, that's a new game in the collection because I had the Platinum version and then I saw that for £6 and I upgraded to that. Title Legends. So this has got... Title Legend, so like off the top of my head, yeah, Rainbow Islands, is that Operation Wolf? Operation Wolf, yeah, those games there. Pause it, have a look. I think I paid £2, something like that for that. Load of content there. Sonic Riders, keep getting meaning to play this. I think this is what inspired Sega All-Star Racing. Now those games are meant to be really good, but they're quite pricey. Sword of the Samurai. Surprising how good fun that is, okay? Doesn't look that fun. The controls are a little bit of a learning curve, let's say. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. And it's Ubisoft as well. I don't recognize the game developer. Flipping Ubisoft. SSX. Really good fun arcade game. That's my favourite kind of full-on arcade racing game. SSX. The Suffering. I think I paid £8 for that because I've left the price label on it. That's been in my collection for quite a while. Haven't got around to playing it yet, but I hear it's a very, 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 very fun old time. Right, let's grab some more games, shall we? Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. And yeah, I've got 2 versions of Virtua Fighter 4. One of them's my original from back in the day, like I said earlier on. So one of them would have been in my box, which I didn't know existed. Thought that got lost over time for years and years and years. Saw it out in the wild. It's not an expensive game. Bought it again, so that's why I've double dipped on that. But if you haven't got Virtua Fighter 4, that's the version you want to get. It's a bit more pricey. It's kind of with all the DLC, polished up mechanics. I think they actually improved the graphics as well, if I remember. But yeah, that's the version you want. Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution, okay? Valkyrie Profile 2. Big time RPG or Square Enix. So you know we're in good hands there. Haven't played it, but heard very good things about it. Don't know why I got this. Maybe because it's a Sierra game. Sierra do pretty good games. Van Helsing. So I don't know. I think the movie's alright, isn't it? So yeah, maybe that'll be a fun old time. Urban Reign. So from the Tekken universe. Now this might have been that game. It's a brawling game. Kind of like a 3D Final Fight, I want to say. But yeah, good game. Very good game. And there's a really good roster of characters. You don't just play as 1 or 2. I think there's loads. And this is the game I was thinking about earlier on when I was talking about Death by Degrees. I think. Getting confused. But yeah, it's from the Tekken universe. Okay, now's probably a good time to collect that. Let's grab another load of games. We're nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I've been talking for so long. Urban Chaos is Eidos, which made the Deus Ex series. I like the look of it. It's made quite a few people's favourites, top 10s, PS2s. Sold for like 50 pence a pound. Thought, get into thy collection. Time Splitters 2. Isn't this the makers of GoldenEye? I think. Same game developers. But that was Rare. I'm not sure. But I think it's connected somehow to them, to the Perfect Dark world. Now, I had this, either the first one or the second one back in the day. Everyone was saying, because I was pretty good at GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, when people used to come around to play multiplayer, I always used to beat everyone, but I'd play it all the time. That and Killer Instinct on the N64 was my jam, okay? It got to the point where people thought my control pad, I was cheating. So one guy thought, give me your control pad, as if he sussed the system. So he thought I was like invincible or something. So then people started challenging me on this. And if I remember right, you can't change the inverted controls on it. So I just couldn't play it at all. But other than that, it's a really good game. But I might be thinking of Time Splitters 1. So I'm going to give that another go, I think. Atari game, Transformers. Actually looks half decent, doesn't it? All very good for a PlayStation 2 game. Haven't got around to playing it yet, so I can't say much more about that. Top Gun Combat Zones. Looks okay. I think it did alright in the reviews. I bought this literally after I watched Top Gun Maverick. I was in the Top Gun world. Next time I went game hunting, I saw Top Gun. I thought, I gotta buy it, you know. Tony Hawk's Underground. This is one of the original games I had from back in the day. Yeah, it's a good game. I'm not really good at it. I can't play. Some people can play it all day. It keeps them entertained all day. I'm more of like a dip in and out kind of guy when it comes to these games, or I was anyway. Maybe I'll get back into it. Who knows? And this is Time Crisis 2. They bought this ready for when I buy the guns. Because I got my CRT. I'm all set. Just need the guns. But Time Crisis, I think it was the first one, or maybe it was this one, in my local Super Bowl, Mega Bowl, or whatever it was called. I used to love going there, but my favourite part was, I used to go a little bit early. I always made sure I had some spare change because I wanted to play this game, and they had that Aliens game as well. But yeah, really good, excellent game that is. Okay, let's go guys, let's go. Terminator 3, The Redemption. Terminator Dawn of Fate. I think that one's meant to be okay. Haven't played... No, actually, I've played... I think it is that one. That one's alright, actually. I borrowed that off someone back in the day, and it's okay, alright? But that one isn't very good. I played that one as well. It's a terrible game, okay? I think, unless I'm misremembering, one of them's alright, one of them's far from alright, okay? Oh, yeah, I bought these on that big day on my birthday when I went 3CXs. They're 50 pence each. The Ultimate Sports Quiz and the Ultimate British Football Quiz. I don't know. It's just something for £1 for both of them. It might be a nostalgia trip if my mates come round or something. Or if I'm going on theirs. Because I got a games room. It'd be more, I think, better in the living room. Like in a party or something. And take these along and we can all play that or something, you know. So I thought for £1, maybe it will happen, maybe it won't. I don't know, but for £1, get in the collection, you know. Right, we're nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. This is the last handful, and then we'll do my top 10, okay? Sorry I've been going for so long, so I'm so sorry, guys. Seven Blades. I think it's one of those where I just like the look of the cover. Total blind buy. Can't say anything more about it because I haven't played it yet. Zone of the Enders, the second runner. I've heard a lot about this. I really like the look of it, but I haven't got around to playing it yet for some bizarre reason. That's Konami. So again, Konami, like Atari, do not make bad games. Yakuza. I've got a feeling either my disc is scratched or when I went to finally play this game, the PS2 that I was going to play it on, that crashed. I think that's what happened. But I have played the game. But I've played is it Kiwami? I've done that version of the game. But yeah, I've had that in my collection for the longest time. I think I paid 50 pence for it. I think it's quite collectible now, you know. But yeah, I'm not interested in selling it. Really good, fun game. obviously I paid 50p for it. 13. Very unique first-person shooter. Very good story. Very good way of telling a story. It's in the comic book universe. And so my favourite thing about it is when you get a headshot. It's so cool. Even if you throw a knife at someone's head, the effects, it's just like reading a comic, you know, or a manga, you know. Really good. Like you can see there, he's just fired a rocket from a rocket launcher, and you got the boom going up there. I had it on the... I think I've got all three. It came out on the GameCube, Xbox, and the PlayStation 2. But originally I had it for Christmas on the Xbox was my go-to. And I've actually got it on the PlayStation 4 as well. They did like a collector's edition. And it was buggy as hell. And now they fixed it. So that is actually my go-to, okay? But it does graphics, gameplay, controls, everything definitely holds up. And I think it's still around about the 50 pence mark. Extreme G Racing, good fun game. Music by the Ministry of Sound. I never knew that, but it has got a good soundtrack. It's kind of like an F-Zero clone kind of game. Very fast, over the top, but it does hold up. Good fun all time. I'm not sure which one of these I've played. WC Rally Evolved. They're all really good. I think one of these games, my mate had it, and he had the steering wheel. He was a proper into his driving games. I prefer control pad in my hand, if I'm being honest. But yeah, saw that cheap. Thought get in the collection. This is another one where I double dipped. I'm sure I talked about this so far. Wipeout Fusion. Same. I had it from back in the day. Forgot about that box and double dipped on it. War of the Monsters. Great fun game. They need to do more of these games. Like kaiju games. You know, we can say that's a rip-off of Kong. That's like a Gundam kind of character. But yeah, good fun old time. This is one of my best pickups of last year. So happy to have this in the collection. World Heroes Anthology. So it's got the 4 games in the series. SNK fighting games. There's so many of them. But yeah, happy to have that in the collection. Yeah, I got 2 together. We've got Way of the Samurai and Way of the Samurai 2. There's 4 of these games in the series. There's 1 and 2 came out on the PS2 basically, and apparently the first one's the best one. Haven't got around to playing it yet. It's a bit wacky, kind of. Well, the second one's made by Capcom. Look, I did not know that. Maybe I'll play that one first. But it's one of those games where I just need the time to sit down. I haven't got too many other distractions. I get so distracted with my gaming, guys. It's no joke. But from what I can tell, they're very good games. Warriors Orochi 2. So it's like a arena, overkill, Dynasty Warriors kind of game, you know. So, yeah, I haven't played it yet. Right, thank you anyone that's still there, okay. We're on to now my top 10. But I did not expect this video to go on so long. It's amazing how long I can talk about video games. Right, this is my top 10, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just making sure I got 10. I'm tired. It's tiring talking for 97 minutes. Are you kidding me? This is my top 10 games as of now. Not necessarily... There's a little bit of nostalgia in some of them, okay? But as I was bringing the games down, there's some big hitters in there, isn't there? You know? Oh, hey, Neil. Wow, I like all those things you put on. That's pretty cool. Never seen that before. I'm learning all the time, guys, on my YouTube journey. Yeah, so this is my top 10 games. I think they're in order-ish. But then if you ask me, I've done a top 3 Thursday, my top 3 games on the PS2. This is probably totally different, let's be honest. I think most people, if they're honest, their games change. They change over time, don't they? Neil, the games is missing? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Right, so one of them is a new game, new-ish game. Is that you? Okay, this is a hidden gem, right? Spectral versus Generation. It's there is a rip-off of Street Fighter Alpha series, okay? But look at the graphics. I was so impressed. I played this game first time on my series around the world with 80 fighting games. And I was so impressed. There's a character called, I think his name is Ryuken, shamelessly ripping off the Street Fighter franchise, you know, and Street Fighter Alpha, because more anime kind of graphics, you know. So that is my number 10 favorite game. It's aged really well. It's easy controls. If you grew up with the Street Fighter games, it's easy to pick up and play. Okay, this might have been my number 1 favorite game when I talked about it before. Yes, nostalgia is attached, but my game tastes change as I get older, okay? It's Dragon Quest, The Journey of the Cursed King. And yes, this is the original game I had, the actual game disc case manual that I had from back in the day. I've sunk so many hours. Right, okay, and what's happening? My marriage, my friend Chris. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I've been talking for a long old time. Yeah, so I've double dipped, so I've got the definitive version of this game. If you're thinking of getting this, it's the best version is on the 3DS. I put God knows how many hours combined into this game franchise. I remember I was engaged, and my ex-fiance used to hate it when the opening credits music comes on. She goes, "Oh, you're not playing that again, are you?" But it's such an addictive, great story. That's a masterpiece, that is. If you like your RPGs, that's by far my favourite Dragon Quest game, okay? So that's number 8. I'm playing this now. It's Final Fantasy X. That was one of the games I remember looking at the back, looking at the graphics, and being amazed. That is as good as it gets graphics-wise on the PlayStation, you know. PlayStation 2. I just remember, like, Xbox didn't have it. GameCube didn't have it. The only way you could play these games was if you're playing on the PlayStation 2 hardware, you know. So, yes, it's platinum, but I'm currently playing through... I've got it on the PS3, the remaster, and I've recently triple dipped. I've got it on the PS4, so I'm playing on the PS5 now, okay? So, yeah, happy, really happy to have that in the collection, okay? King of Fighters 2003. They've announced that they're going to... They've announced they're going to do a remaster, or they're going to relaunch it. It's coming out on the PlayStation Store, but there's no release date. But trust me, when it comes out, I'm picking it up, okay? So, yeah, love this game. Is it my favourite? No, it's not my favourite in the franchise, but I've got a soft spot because it's the hardest to find. It's the rarest King of Fighters game out there, okay? What number are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6, Street Fighter Alpha Anthology. Am I cheating, putting a collection in there? I'm making the rules up as I go along. But my go-to in this is either Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold or Street Fighter Alpha 3, okay? But now my go-to is the collection that came out on the PlayStation 4 collection, you know, not Capcom Fighting Collection, the 30th anniversary collection. Okay, so that's number 6. Probably the cheapest game in there. Number 5, this is awesome. I wish they do a sequel to this. The only complaint I got of this game is it's a little bit too short. It's Freedom Fighters. I think I played it originally on the Xbox. I've got it on the GameCube, and I've got it on the PS2, and it's 50 pence, so I paid 50p for it. Really good, easy to pick up and play, but it's the only game I've ever played that's got this mechanic where you got to choose how you do, what part of the map they do, in what order. Or you might go to one map, like destroy the helipad, then go to then leave, then come back to it later. It's a thinking man's third-person shooter game, okay, with an half-decent story as well for its time, and it's made by EA before they, went downhill, let's say. Soul Calibur 2, awesome game. This is coming in at number 4. This is the one where you play as Tekken's Heihachi. Great, great game. Still, I think my favourite is, it depends, because you had Link on the GameCube and you had Spawn on the Xbox. But the Xbox is probably my favourite because that's my introduction. That's the one I had first, you know. But yeah, great, great game. Coming in at number 3 is King of Fighters 2002. One of my favourite fighting games of all time, but the remaster they did on the PlayStation, what they call it? I can't see it from here. Unleashed or whatever it's called, the newer version of it. Still looks the same, but they've polished it up a little bit, okay? The controls and stuff like that. So you can go online. But yeah, King of Fighters 2002 is a friggin' masterpiece. That's coming in at number 3. This game, if you're still there, Chris, shout out my imaginary friend Chris, he recommended this. He goes, have you heard of Neo Geo Battle Coliseum? I said, no, never heard of that. And I checked it out and thought, oh my god, I need to play this game. It's kind of a all-stars of the SNK games. They got like, not necessarily the main characters, but it's a massive roster, all different shapes and sizes, typical SNK fun, absolute joy to play. It's Chris, amazing, in a great game, you know. And these all SNK games, better than any other fighting game franchise. They just seem to age really, really well. And number 1, if anyone knows me, it's going to be no surprise whatsoever. My favourite game on the PlayStation 2, this is the original I had from back in the day, is Capcom versus SNK 2, baby. Nearly dropped it. Outstanding game. Bought it by accident. I thought I bought it on the 4 for 20. Thought I was picking up Marvel vs. Capcom 2. How rushing I was, basically. I must have put Marvel vs. Capcom 2 down. Thought I was picking... Maybe I looked at this game, put it back, and then just grabbed it, went, paid, and a couple of weeks later, went to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2, pulled this out, put it in the PlayStation. I was like, where's Spider-Man? Where's Incredible Hulk? Then realised I'd made a mistake. This is definitely the best mistake in my gaming experience of my entire life. Okay, that is my number 1 game. That's one of my favourite games of all time, period. That's my favourite game on the PlayStation 2. Right, let's catch up on these comments. Is that you, Ryuken, Chris? The big design developed by Sony Computer Entertainment. What is music? And Dovo and Bacon and Steve. Okay, interesting. You play Warriors fighting game. The Warriors. I got... Is the Warriors the game made by Rockstar? I've got that on the Xbox, but I haven't played it yet. Or is it the Arena fighting games? I think I've got that on one of my systems as well. Angry Moose, great choice. Current best fighting game. Cover artwork, yes. So keeping up to date. So now I got to put all these games back. God, that was a... How long have I been going for? Flipping heck. That is my biggest video probably on my entire channel. That's why I thought I'd go live. Because you can imagine trying to upload all that. That'll take all day and all night. But yeah, I want to go through all my game collections now for 2024. Because I should have done that in 2023 and again in 2024. But I got to be honest, there's not a lot of games I need to pick up on the PlayStation 2. I think my PlayStation 2 collection is coming to an end. I'm almost complete, you know. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. It's probably a collections or something like that. But I got most of the big hitters, the SNK, the King of Fighters games, the Street Fighter games, all the games I really play now. Because all these games I bought because I want to play, okay? Yeah, so that was a journey, let's say. Hope you enjoyed, guys. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. Yeah, I'm gonna get something to eat now because I'm late having my tea. Yeah, thanks for watching and joining in and commenting. Let me know in the comments. Am I missing any games as well? Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Love you. Bye.